Hello, my name's Kelly. This presentation is an analysis of how UoN Network Regional TV facilitates access, interaction and participation, and the efficacy of participating in the e-culture environment, the role of audience contributions and social media within the context of culturally specific frameworks. Presence, communication and the power to co-decide are parallel to access, interaction and participation. UoN TV has limitations on its consumers to co-decide on production, content or organisational aspects by using various disclaimers buried within its website, thus inhibiting the potential for full maximalist participation. TV broadcasts to rural landscapes. Here, internet coverage depends on the economic development of the area. Access to media in rural areas is vital to the well-being of residents as it increases social network size, ability to interact, provides an outlet for self-education and leads to more active participation in a community. Access to media refers to digital web and broadcast content that can be consumed by a person no matter their ability. Between 6 a.m. and midnight, programs are captioned. For access, a digital television, a device and internet connection is required. For archived content, one must become a member, but this is difficult online as it's hard to find. Interactive web content available on the website includes information and/or documents about the TV shows, TV guide, competitions, local business directory, advertising, terms of use, TV code of practice, privacy policy, about us, careers and contact information. This is a one-way user-to-computer interaction in most instances. On the website, it's explicitly stated that there's no opportunity for creative collaboration, that the UoN network will own intellectual property of any submissions, that they may share this with other broadcasters and be exempt from paying royalties. Contact officers are available only for complaints, feedback and advertising. UoN TV broadcasts in 29 regions across 6 states of Australia. Affiliate programming agreements exist between other networks. Much like older paper TV guides, the website provides program information, the name, a description and the time and date of broadcast of the show. The last update to the website information occurred in 2016. UoN TV has a social media presence on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, though they don't provide links on their website. A disclaimer exists that any person who shares their original ideas to UoN TV is subject to losing ownership of their intellectual content. For this reason, they ask people not to share. In the social media environment, where there is much discussion and sharing, this is not made clear. Social media presence enables them to receive direct complaints, feedback and questions, often outside of the jurisdiction of what is mentioned in the disclaimers on their website. Due to this reason, many posts go unanswered. Searching for reviews of the network online does not return any results, and no links to social media profiles are returned, only to the social media policy. A method to increase free and equal media access, interaction and participation in a rural setting involves securing inexpensive access to production resources, facilities and editing equipment so ordinary citizens will be able to construct their own televisual messages and bypass the framing devices of professional corporate media. When we're considering access in a social setting, we want to consider aspects such as consumer ownership of things of cultural relevance, of the electronic devices they may use for access, their reading habits, tastes in genres, cultural activities they participate in, and artistic pursuits. Considering these aspects enables producers to cater to the interests of the general public. Consumers may have ownership of an item of cultural relevance that could contribute to a story in their local area. To do this, they must have a level of digital literacy to navigate social media themselves to find the relevant broadcasting area, then be able to articulate their story, perhaps with footage or media of their own, share it through the appropriate channel and await a response. Full participation means a consumer has equal power to co-decide. On the UoN Network website, there are few outlets for the consumer to do so. Therefore, participation is encouraged in a partial context as a more privileged party has the executive decision-making capabilities. This is a participation is important. Potential gaps to consider in access in rural areas are opportunities, experiences, skills and knowledge consolidation, comprehending how framing by media outlets impacts understanding of the world around them, and preparation of consumers and producers to be in public roles. It suggested that a network forming mutual cross-media relationships, reporters being accessible, and the provision of transparent, informative, controlled yet non-biased coverage leads to beneficial media relations. To further succeed, ideally, UoN Network would adopt a more current digital and social media strategy to support their strength and position as a network. UoN Network is likely aware of the importance of strategy going ahead. The CEO of UoN's decision to affiliate with Channel 10 instead of 9 for financial reasons is based on making a move to a network that's growing its audience rather than going the other way, that's very good for business and viewers. The ACMA provides several conceptual considerations of communications and media in Australia. Defining cultural values allows us to adopt a standard on issues such as diversity of voice, identity, community values, localism, and ethical standards. Defining cultural safeguards enable the public and children to be protected, digital information managed, and reflect national interests. If a media network were to educate users about their rights, alternative media streams would ensue and different discourses would develop within a community, potentially bearing worldwide consequences and implications, and completely shift how we experience access, interaction, and participation within a media context. Are we ready for this? To conclude this analysis of access, interaction, and participation using Nico Carpentier's 2015 model, UoN Network's website has enabled consumers certain accesses to participate in a digital environment at a satisfactory level while utilising the technologies and resources it possesses and keeping in scope with relevant governing authorities and codes of practice.